The Giant Bones of Claverack by Reverend Edward Taylor. The Prologue. O glorious one, who would not thee adore, who madest nature's kernel ripe before, and plantest the tree of nature to maintain the glorious acts of nature in the same? Herein doth lie the path of nature's race. She runneth o'er from goal to goal apace, up from its roots to every limb, leaf, twig, thorough the body's bulk, strong, small, or big. None e'er can stop, turn, or o'erturn her foot from walking in this path, or give it a crook, save thou alone, that on her didst bestow this tree, on which her famous fruits do grow. Her darksome root bears melancholy rocks, breeds stone, lead, churlish iron, in their plots. Her brighter spirits with good warmth refined, through her rich calendar, breed richer kind. And so hatch silver bright and gold more fine, and sparkling gems that mock the sun and shine. Her spirits that ascend the florid bough of vegetation ever do allow our eyes a paradise of speckled spots of orient flowers, towered on these twiggy tops, whose bowels lodge pomanders sweet that rise in rich perfumes. These kiss our nose and eyes. Those spirits that ascend to sensitive sweet music for our ears produce alive by all her bagpipes, virginals, and harps. The winged musicians of the woods impart, yea, and harsh notes from rugged organs roar, displaying to us also nature's store. Let me, my Lord, pick up of these a few, to set mine eyes on thy bright self to view as in a looking-glass, to bring to thee in admiration, lift up hands, a fee from nature's passing, to the fruits she bears, spying her oft take strange steps, unawares, and magazines of miracles uprear, that do, like castles in the air, appear. For instance, take the oyster shell, and ken at Leyden kept, weighing 60 pound and 10, and nature vegetation's triumph got up in that branch that beareth on its top the theco tree, that nigh its root is found to be no less than 16 fathoms round, and 12 a little higher, until thunder did it behead, 1,000 men might under the same find shelter in a shower of rain. O monstrous giant of the timber train! Nature, too, in New England's mushrooms were jogged all awry, that grew up in the year of 1705, that then uprose with humane heads, cheeks, brows, and chin, and nose, adorned with curious lace, like ruffled towers on women's heads, and wigs long in curled flowers of mushroom matter, with great waps behind, let towered and wigged heads know nature's not blind that checks them thus. They oft rose in a night, and stank, if broken, open, Lord, our sight. But nature's tree, in its limb of sensitives, bore such a dragon, poisonous, that arrives to 10 yards long, that lurked among the rocks of the land Northumber. Warwick's Guy down knocks, pish, at this pimp. This branch is said to bear in Africa a serpent that did scare and fight Marcellu's army full 3 days. 100 foot in length he for them plays. Another twig did bear the dun cow strong of Dunsmore Heath, full 4 yards high, 6 long. The Guy of Warwick did a duel fight with her, and brought her under by his might, who also in Louvain slew such a boar, whose head of pound weights weighed nigh 50. So in the limb of rationals, you see nature exceeds itself, where some twigs be that bring forth pygmies, Oh, poor cricklings. Some monstrous giants, amemes, anakims, as og 9 cubits, 6 galoia high, and such did Colburn seem, and Warwick's Guy, which hold proportion if we them compare with some like what lobsters with whales do bear. Pallas, Evander's son, was found as tall when corpse embalmed were found as proud Rome's wall, and nature pranked it in Hector, who did with one hand snatch up a stone and throw against the gates as big as strength and art in 2 strong men could lift up in a cart. Nature again rose 30 foot up high in Ascapart, if legends do not lie, but nature jected walking up the twig that bore Antaeus, if fame plays not rig, that tells us how this fruit on her did spire, up 64 rich cubits high, no higher, but let it go. Hercules still her bud, was his superior, whose little club no heavier was than what a champion blade could carry on his shoulder, was displayed as that hand weapon he made use of, then did cut him off as an excrescent wen. How big these monstrous bulks of humankind, kind nature raised up unto, we find stories unkind to us, and them, because they fog them with their metaphoric laws that by rhetoric steps such strides oft take, that oft a molehill do a mountain make. But yet we do conclude that by such stories something there did appear of nature's glory in those large instances, and have just ground from the giants, bones at Claverack lately found. 2. The giant described. This giant's bulk propounded to our eyes, reason lays down night 70 foot, did rise in height, whose body holding just proportion grew more than 7 yards round by nature's motion. His oval head, meeting round the crown and chin, wants more than 20 foot to round it in, far bigger than a cartwheel on his shoulders, rather upon his neck its next upholders. His nose, like to an hanging pillar wide, and eyes like shining suns, each on each side. His arms like limbs of trees, 20 foot long, fingers with bones like horse shanks, and as strong. His thighs do stand like 2 vast millposts stout, each 17 foot in length, or thereabout. His legs like mighty pillars, huge and vast, and foot too big for any shoeman's last. His ribs like rafters, and his flesh all o'er as tough as buff. Veins like a musket bore, his nerves like cable ropes to tie and hold and work such limbs that such a bulk bear should. His skin, though pliant, like to chestnut bark, hard, thick, and strong, not yielding to a dart, but holding all together. That skin on his feet like horses' hoofs, he walked upon his nails like horns. His hair like bell ropes, black, his tawny crabbed looks enough to rack the eye a pieces as this dreadful sight. Yea, and a poker out of wits of fright. 3. The description thus proved. Here's his description, and this to maintain Indians give testimony to the same. Nigh 40 years ago, the telltale air entering mine auditory vaults declared thus, that Indians said, an Indian one there was upon York River, like him none, as tall pine trees, that seemed to me a lie, or Hobomocko's pedigree, or that some shy spirit lying in by chance did teem this vast hobgoblin, or Antaeon's spirit, or old Gerion's ghost had lost its way, and walked now in this coast. Hence did disband my thoughts, judging it a trick, until his bones took air at Claverack. And Sopos Indians flocking them to see, upbraiding the Dutch's incredulity, who, though they told them of this mighty don, they ne'er believed there e'er was such an one. But lest our Indian credits counted cracked, I'll strengthen it with matters true of fact. Eyewitnesses, Of credit gave it me that they the bone did 17 foot long see. Allowing something of the top decayed, and that it was as thick, was also said, as is the body of a man that doth attain unto but ordinary growth, and that they found a bone too of the man, a foot diameter judged the brain pan, and other bones, 2 teeth I saw and found. One weighed 'bove 2, the other full 5 pound. The place where all were took, its grave embraces, the Dutchman told us 25 paces, but to this proof by witness, let's beside call reason out, which did this dawn describe. She will by demonstration clearly show, by due proportion, her description true. The thigh, a quarter of man's height doth show. Man's height 4 times the thigh bone's length doth grow. That man whose thigh bone's 17 foot or higher doth hence nigh 70 foot in height aspire. The thigh bone 17 foot long, and made stable with flesh, blood, veins, nerves, skin, to it answerable must be as big at least in human figure as is a mighty millpost, if not bigger. And both conjoined in the huckle-bones do weave a body full as big as both these are. The body hence 7 yards at least about. Must needs have ribs like rafters set throughout. And hence an head that suits this body's frame exceeds a waggon's wheel to fit the same. Hence ears, eyes, nose, mouth, teeth, and arms do rise, if sweet to it an answerable size. Thus reason verifies that she hath not, in speaking, wronged this gentleman a jot.